All right, Pez, a couple of test match series going on around the world. Now, India-England is one of the biggest ones this year. Although they play each other 9 times this year. The first test is in Chennai, and the second test is also in Chennai. The first test starts on Friday, 5th of Feb, and the second test the week after that. Now, Graham Swan, Pez, not sure if you caught this. Graham Swan said that this series, India v England, is bigger than the Ashes. It's not, though, is it? It's not bigger than the Ashes. The Ashes is the biggest series in cricket. For as long as Pakistan and India don't play each other because of, political stuff.
Yeah.
It's a big series.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
I heard people suggest that Australia and India were developing into a rivalry to match the Ashes, from a cricketing perspective.
I wouldn't mind winning one of those, though, to be honest.
That's right. What it suggests is that both countries are cucking themselves for India.
Well,
rightly so.
And
that's a very, very, that's the number one strategy for both businesses, as it should be.
Yeah.
How do we cuck ourselves?
Well, for as long as India's dick remains the biggest in world cricket, we will be...
And it will for 300 years at least. Right? Hello to our new YouTube subscribers. Your country has a bigger dick than ours.
Now, Pez, I want to go through a couple of scores because obviously no cricket yet, but England are really fascinating because they've got fucking 30... They've got 30 players fucking dropping in and out of sides. Rory Burns comes back in. So that's sort of at the top of the order for them because they had Zach Crawley and Dom Sibley opening the batting in Sri Lanka. That was the whole issue with the spin. That's when Peterson delved into his private letter collection where Rahul Dravid and said, well, this is how you play spin, according to one of the greats.
Yeah. Champ.
Stokes and Archer are back.
Love that.
So we already said before, Ben Foakes is probably going to keep for part of this series, I know, because Josh, and his brother Joss is going to fly home after the first test. Ollie Pope, there's some prodigal runs right there. He's actually in Sri Lanka at the moment.
Okay.
Because you remember how he had surgery after the West Indies series? Well, they're playing in England.
Oh, vividly.
Yeah. Bairstow, Wood, Curran, all rested for the first 2 tests. How excited are you about England, the England cricket team?
Well, I'm afraid, actually, to be honest.
England have more depth than what I realised.
Yeah.
England are pretty good.
I'm afraid that we've just been, and it is it's the public's team.
That's right. We've
been pantsed
we're in the squad
by India at home. And why do I sort of feel like India won't give a fuck about this series? I know why. It's because I'm insecure and I only see cricket through an Australian paradigm and am generally pessimistic about things. So I'm already positioning it as like if England knocks over India at home, like, oh well, India,
Mate, if they get close, I'm worried. There's something in the air here.
Can we be honest about what we're worried about? Just general.
What are my actual fears?
Just Twitter, basically. Just England cricket Twitter, basically.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just looking at like England's team. What will it would be? Burns, Sibley opening. Zach Crawley 3, Root 4. 5 will be Stokes, I think. Stokes, or about 6. Haven't figured out who 5 is.
Well, Dan Lawrence was batting 5 for them.
Dan Lawrence,
in Sri Lanka.
And Dick Weller said he's one of the best players of spin he's seen. He wanted tips from him.
Righto.
Dick Weller had a bit going on that series. And the bowling involving Archer, anything with Archer's good. Anderson, Broad.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Curran,
it'll just be fucking...
Wood.
Yeah, well, they'll all just rotate, but it'll be the Leach and Best show.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And you think when England...
Jack Leach has improved. I was watching the England-Sri Lanka stuff. His action and the work he gets on the ball is... I don't know if he's... What's that? Fucking John, I'm the spin whisperer checking in here.
It just reminds me. Just because I agree, he actually did. Well, there's reports in that Sri Lanka series. I obviously wasn't watching ball by ball.
Oh,
but,
yes, you were.
But Dom Bess and Jack Leach, they bowled really well in parts, then bowled horrendously in other parts, then bowled well again. Yeah. And then they both got 4 wickets in the second innings of the Sri Lankan series, the second Test match. And then someone on Twitter wrote they went bowling really well, good signs for England spinners. And then Mark Waugh commented, "You fucking never see Mark Waugh pop up."
To hear this.
And he was like, "Race 7, get a number." No, no. He was like, "Yeah, well, spin friendly wickets are easy, but the real challenge will be if they can bowl on flat pitches. It's can never do well, can they?"
Well, can anybody do well with June?
Yeah,
June.
Choose your feet.
Yeah, just get down it on the full.
Now, Pez, we talk about fears, unless you want to talk about England.
I just note that Channel 4 might be broadcasting it.
Really?
Over there. Yeah, there's some chat. As we go to where.
Right.
Jonathan Liu did a piece on it. There's some conversation. It may well actually just, may well not have that. They might just take an Indian feed. But that it might be back on Channel 4, which is cricket back on free to air in the UK.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, we're going to get into Pakistan and South Africa.
Yeah.
Just a few, cricket back on free to air in England is good for cricket. Australia getting dicked by anybody at home is good for cricket. You know, people wind up around that. That's good, I guess.
Yep.
I don't understand it, but I'm told
Australia's bringing cricket together.
Yeah, I've been told to say that. I don't feel it, but I understand rationally that it is.
You haven't blinked in 3 minutes.
Yeah. South Africa played Pakistan in Pakistan. Just looking at the the actual shot of it, it was hazy.
Oh, hazy as
It was
fuck.
hazy, and it brought back memories, Sully Malik stuff and whatever. But who cares? It was hazy. The sound of the bat off the ball was very Pakistan.
Yep.
Cricket on Channel 4. There's
Looked fucking hot.
Some good things happening in cricket globally speaking. Faf's about to lift the towel against Australia. There's just a lot. There's a bit going on global cricket.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking I'll tell you what, there's a lot of cricket as well. Now, Pez, you're talking about England. You're talking about England before about how we were scared. Then I was going through the Indian team and they're like, oh no, this is the team that will dominate for the next 100 years. As you
it's a 100 years war. 100 years of humiliation for Australia, like China.
It's the commencement of the Asian century, 2020. Mark it down. India squad. Kohli's obviously back in to captain.
Of course.
Rahane.
I love how quickly they announced that after the historic Indian win under Rahane's captaincy. It was the next day. Series against England, Virat Kohli captain. Let's move on.
You know what? Next.
That's how you fucking do stuff quickly.
Do you know what Rahane should have done? He should have fucking cut that cake, and then he starts to get a few more votes in the dressing room for who's going to captain. You know,
but Rahane's brand is peace.
Yeah,
he's the peace lover. He's quiet. He's the dad dick beard, and he's like, I'm zen. I got it.
He sits in the corner of the dressing room, legs spread. His kids fucking everywhere. This is my dressing room. Secretly, he's mafioso stuff.
I couldn't. I didn't get any
Jinx
sleep last
Rahane's
night.
in the mafia.
Well, he may well be. And it was just, but the peace he exudes is actually something worth noting. My 5-month-old son has now decided he doesn't sleep anymore. Sure. So he came in wife brought him at 1:30 a.m. This morning. I haven't had any sleep, and just to get some peace, I actually just put on the last 10 overs of Australia India and just focused on when they locked in on Ajinkya Rahane. Watching that because he was
zen.
He was zen.
Yeah,
and that actually made me feel zen.
Yeah. Okay.
So
now.
Thanks.
Last time England played 5 tests against India, Kohli averaged 109. So that's pretty good. Ishant Sharma's back. Apparently Ishant Sharma was fit back in November after his IPL injury, right? But the selectors wanted him fully fit for this England series. So Sharma's back in. Hardik Pandya, remember him from the fucking T20s in Australia? He just single-handedly won games. The rock star, fucking tattoos on his neck.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah, it's really good.
So he's in the 18-man squad, but he's going to play as a specialist bat, apparently. They've got Bumrah, Siraj, and Takura are all in for bowlers.
Yeah.
Ashton and Yadav for the spinners. Jadeja's probably going to play the second test. Yeah. This team's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
England ain't winning shit.
So are you thinking it's going to be like just India have a stick, bat first, 630, Kohli 230 not out, and spin them out?
6:30 at lunch.
Yeah.
Mate, remember watching Shubman Gill in the Gabba just like back foot drive Hazelwood from a length? What do you reckon that's going to be like in India when it doesn't seam or bounce?
You always forget when
I do forget quickly.
No, if the way cricket's played in India, I mean, my memories of it's you go and check some highlights of Australian cricket over in India, and it'll be like the worldies of McGrath and Warne bowling, and it'll have a similar-ish haze to what we were discussing earlier. Yeah. And the crowd going ballistic for every single hit, and it'll be like Tendulkar will be on 130 not out, Ganguly's on 80
numbers,
and India's two for 320, and McGrath's just toiling away. Is that what we can? Because that's what happened then. Is that what's going to happen now?
Yes,
because everything happened then is what.
When I'm reminded of that 2001 game in particular when Dravid and Laxman batted and they got 8 million runs or whatever that partnership was.
I remember that.
The beginning of that Test match, the fucking arrogance of Australia. Steve Waugh's got 6 slips in a gully when McGrath's bowling in India.
They got those Feeler shirts. Remember that's like Feeler.
Feeler, yeah.
They're starting to fuck around when they started
starting
sponsored
to fuck
by
around,
They had little fucking colours on their collars as well. It's like, what are you doing, boys? Yeah. That was but even when they were playing in that series, it was like Australia were so impregnable. I mean, we will go anywhere.
We'll go anywhere.
Anyone.
Play the exact same way.
Gillespie's bowling heat. The ball's not getting above a shin. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Laxman innings is probably the best innings I've ever seen, to be honest. That was the first time, at the time when I watched this, I've never seen a better innings than that.
Jack Leach has won that out pretty good
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
a good point. Yeah, well, they were referencing Chris Rogers that next month.